If I ask you this, if I ask you this, imagine you are about to buy a second-hand car. Okay, you have decided to buy a second-hand car. Again, my voice is low. No, should not be. Is my voice okay? Okay, it's
Okay,
fine for
sir.
others. Yogesh, please check your volume. Fine. So if you decide to buy a second-hand car and I give you a choice, which car would you like to buy? Your choices are a used car or a pre-owned car. Which car would you like to buy? A used car or a pre-owned car? Just choose one. Don't tell me they are same and all that. Choose one. Which word would you like? If you were to tell somebody that you bought a second-hand car, will you tell that person I bought a used car or will you tell that person I bought a pre-owned car? The meaning is the same. It is first used by somebody and now you are buying it. Yet majority of you said pre-owned. That is how the second-hand car industry shifted. They always earlier called it used cars. Second-hand cars, used cars. Now, what does the word used mean? The word used creates an effect in your mind of it being having gone through wear and tear. Dents may be there. It is already uh, consumed a little bit. So used means wear and tear has happened. Pre-owned also means wear and tear had happened, but in your psychology, pre-owned means there is possession, there is ownership. Somebody has owned it. I will also own it. If somebody has used it, then probably there is wear and tear. If somebody has owned it, then it should be nice. I should also own it. They changed their entire branding. The entire industry went through this shift, by the way. From used cars, they started calling it pre-owned vehicles. And it became a great game. So just the right set of words. And words directly relate with your senses. So putting the right senses in place, right? For example, investment versus cost. The investment for this workshop is 10,000 rupees versus the cost for this workshop is 10,000 rupees. Which sounds more appealing? What is the meaning of the word cost? The meaning of the word cost is it is sunk, it's over, money is gone, kharcha ho gaya. Meaning of the word investment is the money is not gone. It is somewhere temporary and it's going to come back with returns. It's going to give you more returns than what you have put. That is what investment means in your head. So if you are selling services, if you are selling a product, and if you use the word cost so much rupees, replace it with the word investment. That itself creates a big shift in a person's mind. It shows how much you respect your product and training or service or whatever you do. And it also shows that person that is investing. A person, generally people are okay to invest. They are very, very not okay to spend. People don't like to spend, but they are okay to invest,
Pawan,
right?
I have a question for
And
this.
yes,
See the investment for this one, say suppose for training or anything or a product, the returns may be tangible, may not be intangible. Okay. So like suppose if I use the word investment, so a sensible or informed buyer will ask,
mm,
"Ki what kind of, since you are telling that the investment, what kind of returns he will expect, he or she will expect.
yes, then you should have the answer for that.
Hmm.
Not just change the word for the sake of changing. It should be an investment. अगर चना जोर गरम वाला बोलेगा buy chana jor garam investment of rupees 20, then you know it is not an investment. You eat it and it's consumed, it's over. If you buy a lace packet and if the shop owner tells you invest rupees 10 and get a lace packet, you know you open the packet, it's over, right? So not everybody should go and use this word. Don't use it everywhere. Wherever you think it's going to be in some form or the other useful. For example, if you are selling an air conditioner that consumes lesser energy than other air conditioners, now you can use, now you can say it's an investment of 50,000 every month, you will save so much. Getting the point? So you should have your answers. I am not saying use these words just for the sake of using it. I told you already. These are weapons and shields. When you use, they can work against you also if you don't sensibly use them. Right? If I tell you the investment for my 25th hour is rupees so and so 20,000. Now, when I say investment, what are you getting? Okay, you're getting 1 hour every day. You're getting peace of mind. You're getting an extra hour for yourself. You're getting to chase your dreams, etc., etc. Right? Now I can use the word investment. I will not say, okay, we are playing a movie tomorrow. Dilwale Dulhaniya Le Jayenge, 3 hours movie. The investment is rupees 200. There's no investment. Paisa dalo, picture dekho, baat khatam. Right? No, Yogesh, even if in case of chips it is satisfaction and no more hunger, the bottom line is investment is something that keeps yielding returns in your mind, right? That someday after a certain time, in some place in the future, you will get better returns. In case of chips, you have opened the packet, you consumed it and it's over. Even if it is satisfaction, you consume the satisfaction and it's over, right? So you need to have that right use of words. Otherwise, people will catch you on that word. If you do use the wrong word at the wrong place, people will catch you on that word, right? Okay. Next, if I ask you, how should your resume be? If you make a resume to apply for a job, how should your resume be? Should it be content wise? I'm not asking by number of pages or whatever, but content wise, should it be heavy or should it be light? What would you prefer?
Light.
Light in terms of what? My 10वीं pass who? Is that light? Or do you mean light means less content, less
It should
words?
highlight your main accomplishments. Do not. It should not
That's
be too
okay. That's
cluttered.
okay. My point is the accomplishments should be heavy or light.
It should be the ones which are heavy,
The ones
which
which
are
are
like
heavy.
milestone. I mean, I'm not saying that.
Correct.
So when you say heavy, what I want to say here is that something which has made a larger difference. Not like,
Yes.
I won a debate competition or I won a this. Something wherein you've really had a
Exactly.
major impact.
Exactly. Join Pavan Bhattad's memory training. Pavan Bhattad has passed his 12th standard with 80% marks. And he can teach you how to get a good memory. So क्या हो गया? Very light. Probably no weight at all. Join Pavan Bhattad's memory training. He is a referee with World Memory Championships. ये क्या हो गया? Heavy. Right? So in terms of the things you write in the resume, it is generally expected that the resume should be heavy. The more degrees, the more things you have, the more powerful it looks. Those who have seen the NLP program, look at Meher Noshi's resume, look at his mind map. It sounds so heavy, right? This degree, that degree, MBA, MS, this, that, kya kiya usne, right? Now, if you don't have enough to write in your resume, if you don't have enough things to write in your resume, how can you make it heavy? How can you make it heavy? You can make it heavy like this. Look at your screen. You can either put it in a plastic folder with a putty on the side and make it light, or you can put it in a nice polished cover, in a nice polished folder, leather cover. You will have an investment of 100, 150 rupees a year, but it may give a return of a 2 times salaried job. Simply by putting that resume in a different folder, it changes the impact that it creates on the interviewer. Simply by see, what do you do when you wear suit, boot and tie and everything and nicely go polished and you go to a interview? What are you doing? You are adding weight to yourself, है ना? डिग्री है नहीं तो क्या करेगा? अभी सूट बूट पहनना पड़ेगा, right? So it's all about putting the right content, right stuff in the right covers and the right packaging. The best product put in the wrong packaging can fail, and sometimes even stupid products which are packaged very well succeed so nicely. Kinder Joy that children are mad about. उसमें एक 8 आने का चॉकलेट होता है, 8 आने का टॉय होता है, टोटल वैल्यू 1 रुपीस. ₹2 packaging, MRP 30 rupees. Now it has everything. Children like cartoons, so they put those things there. Everybody else is buying, so they also want to buy. And plus that nice, wonderful packaging. अच्छा अभी 50 रुपए हो गया क्या? ठीक है. My children are only 3 years old. They are not yet introduced to Kinder Joy, so I don't know the latest price. When they are introduced, probably I will start knowing the latest price. Yeah. So the point is, all these things, just the right packaging, and you can do that as well for your simply just by see because the resume is supposed to be heavy, you put it in a heavy brochure. Now, technically, that doesn't change your degrees, but it does create an influence on the impact of the reader that it is heavy. Okay. Next, let us say you want to go to have some food in a restaurant. Fine. You have not chosen the restaurant yet. I only give you two options. I tell you, do you want to go to a restaurant जिसका ये menu card है? This is the menu card of the restaurant. I'm not telling you the name or anything else. Looking at this menu card, what is your impression about the restaurant? Parul is saying canteen hai. Okay. Pradhan is saying bad. Dhaba, kanjoos, street side, fast food, common place. Yeah. Okay. Next. Next. This is the menu card of the restaurant. Now, what's your opinion? Lavish, 5 star, fine dining, hotel hai, etc., etc. Right? Classy, expensive, elaborated. Okay. And you know what the reality is? The reality is half the times you don't understand what is written in these classic menus. है ना? वो मतलब दाल को भी इतना बड़ा चढ़ा के लिखते हैं. Choicest of Indian spices taken into this and put into butter and fried into fermenter and whatever they'll write, God knows. And then you realize, अच्छा दाल बनाई है, ठीक है. Yeah. But the point is, just by look at this menu, your impression of the hotel or the restaurant is created, right? So senses play a huge role in influencing people. Senses play a huge role in influencing people. Whenever you are doing something, and if you can apply the right things such that it feels good, it tastes good, it looks good, it hears good, it sounds good, it smells good, use those things. Many malls spray kind of uh, some kind of I don't know, chemical or whatever in the air to make you remain energetic. If you go to any casino, any good casino in the world, go to any casino in the world, you will see there is no window in a casino. A casino never has windows. Absolutely no window, no way to know sitting inside whether it is 12 o'clock in the afternoon or 12 o'clock in the night outside.
Even the watch.
Yes. So the what happened is, and yes, they don't have a clock either. You have to look at your own watch. No clock, no watch, no windows. Why? Because they don't want you to feel tired. They play with your senses. There is no way for you to know how much time has passed. So using the right senses can be used to positively or negatively influence people, right? So it is asking why not windows? Because if there are windows, then looking out of the windows, you get to know whether it is day, night, evening, sun is setting, how much time has passed. All this, how much time has passed while doing something, you get to know only when you can see outside nature. When I conduct a training, now many people ask me, how are you so fresh throughout the day? This is what I do. This room where I am sitting right now is completely locked. I put the curtains down, I put everything down. I only use artificial light. So I get no idea about what's happening outside. Except for looking at the clock, there is no way I get to know. See, you feel tired in the afternoon when you know it is afternoon. You feel sleepy in the night if you know it is night. Otherwise, you don't feel sleepy. So this is what I do at the environment level. That keeps me alive throughout the day. End of the day, when I pull up the curtain and I say, oh my God, it's night. Whole day I was speaking, or within a minute I feel tired. Within a minute I am drained, simply by knowing that information. So senses, you can play around with. The right light in a certain place can keep people energetic. If you have a workplace and if the lighting is bad, first go and fix it. It will be an investment that will give you everyday returns. Just make it bright and nice place. Put some light music. Don't think it will distract people. If it is if it is instrumental, it will not distract people. Yes, if you work in the night shift, try this. Just by playing with the senses. Okay. So this was about senses. Let's summarize this. Senses, your feelings, the words that you use like investment, cost, etc., and the aroma. All these things can change how you feel about a certain concept, about a certain area, about a certain thing, about a certain context, about a certain person, about a certain place, right? So, so these are various tools and techniques that you have to influence people. Okay. Now we are going to do a couple of advanced things, a couple of advanced points about influence. Okay. Vidya is asking, can you please show the mind map again? Vidya, no, it's over, it's gone. Now, if you want to see the mind map, you have to pay. Scarcity. Okay, I'll show it. I'll share that mind map with you. I'll share a high quality, high resolution mind map with you. Don't worry. Not everybody will get it though. Some of you will get that mind map. Okay. So let's go to the next one. A very important thing, a very useful thing. Many a times we like to be in focus. Okay. We like to be in focus. How many of you like to be in focus? Like to be in limelight, like to be known, like to be seen, like to be heard? Almost everybody, right? Generally, it works. Generally, it is good. Sometimes it can go completely against you. Okay. In the book Persuasion, I learned this wonderful concept called focal is causal. That what is in focus, that what is in focus. So these are two bonus techniques that I'm giving you now. That what is in focus will always be considered as causal. If something happens around, people won't see how it happened. People will automatically assume the person, that thing that is in focus has caused it. Let's take some examples so you know what I mean. Oops, hold on. Yeah. Look at this picture. Look at this picture. You remember this picture? This happened a few years ago.
Zomato man, he was eating from.
Yeah, a Zomato man was eating some parcel. He partially ate it, kept it back, and somebody filmed this entire thing. Who had to take the brunt of all of this?
Zomato.
Why? Who is at fault?
The man.
The man or the company?
The
The company is
The
liable for
person.
it because he's the
No,
employee.
no, that's fine. Company is liable.
The
That's
company
fine.
should have given the
Who is at
training.
fault?
is man's fault.
Come on. I mean, every company gives trainings, right? Ultimately, it boils down to the person. The military gives the same training, the right training to everybody. Some of them still ditch. Infosys gives the same training to every employee. Some are good, some don't turn out to be that good. The parents give the same training to all their children, same environment to all their children. Right? Police, everybody in the police, everybody in the government services get the same training. They all take the same oath. You know what happens? So training is one thing, but my point here is in that one incident, who is at fault, the person or the company?
Person.
The person. Now, it could be because he was hungry. It could be because his salary is less. It could be because he had to do it. It could be out of majburi. It could be out of greed. I don't know. Bottom line is, at that point, the person was at fault. But who bear the brunt? Zomato. Do you know why Zomato had to bear the brunt of it? Why was Zomato so badly cursed for it? Analysis
Because
of the
Zomato,
entire event says it is this uniform of Zomato. The uniform is so bright and red with white colored Zomato written on it that nobody even cared to check what is the face of that person and who is that person. Straight away, eyes are going on Zomato. The person looks like a normal, regular person. The t-shirt, that bright red, white colored logo on t-shirt is taking all attention, is taking all the focus. And hence, by the principle of focal is causal, it becomes that Zomato has caused this problem. And that's why people curse Zomato a lot. Now, on the other side, you can say Zomato should have given the right training, right salaries, etc., etc. That's a different story, right? The bottom line here is the reason this Zomato had to pay the price for it is somewhere also because of this type of the uniform. If the uniform was not so bright and if the person's face was in focus, probably that one person would have been troubled and not Zomato so much. Probably. Next, let's look at one more picture. Looking at this picture, what is your first thought? Who is causing all the traffic? What's your first thought? Who is causing this traffic?
Police wala.
Ah. Why? Why?
He's not able to give proper directions.
What is he really trying to do? What do you think is the police trying to do? He's trying to resolve the traffic, correct? But because
yeah,
right now in
instruct
this
people.
picture, he is in the center, standing on top of a stage at a certain height. He is so much in focus that nobody realizes he is resolving the traffic. It is the cars and bikes that are creating the traffic. Just because he is in focus. Even if somebody is stuck in traffic, that person will not curse the other cars. That person will say, what a stupid policeman, he cannot manage traffic. Whereas that person himself is also part of creating the traffic. Focal is causal. That what is in focus will always take away everything. If something good happens, the credit will go to the person in focus. If something bad happens, the credit will go to the person in focus. This is very natural and very human in spite of other people being involved in things. Classic example. If you go to a restaurant and if the food is bad, whom do you blame? The server or the chef, the waiter or the chef? If the food is not good, whom do you call to put out your anger first? You always call the server or the waiter. Whereas the waiter didn't prepare the food, he only happened to be the postman carrying it from the kitchen till your table. But he has to take all the brunt. Why? Because he is in focus. He is in front of you. For you, he is the restaurant. Yeah, Rumi, shoot the messenger. Old days, early days, when kings used to send messengers, or if somebody came with a good news, एक राजा है, उसकी रानी प्रेग्नेंट है, रानी को बेटा हुआ, एक दासी आई राजा के पास में, बधाई हो महाराज, आपके लड़का हुआ है। तो महाराज क्या करता है, गले से चेन निकाल के दासी को दे देता है। हु गेट्स द, बेटा किसने पैदा किया, रानी ने। सोना किसको मिला, दासी को। व्हाई? बिकॉज एट दैट टाइम शी वाज इन फोकस। Another similar situation, there is some war happening somewhere. Somebody comes and tells the king, unfortunately, your prime minister lost his life in the war, or your senapati lost his life in the war. The king gets angry and shoots the messenger. हमेशा खराब न्यूज लाता है, टिश्यूम। अभी उसने थोड़ी ना मारा है सेनापति को, but he is in focus right now. If good happens, he gets the reward. If bad happens, he gets the punishment. Although something totally different happened. But the fast brain made that king angry or made that king over happy and made that king do that action. Now Sapna is saying, does that mean आगे आकर काम ना करे क्या sir? आगे आकर काम करो. Be ready for the outcome. कब आगे आना है, कब नहीं आना है, that is your choice. Be ready. अच्छा हुआ तो आपको ज्यादा मिलेगा, खराब हुआ तो आपकी बदनामी भी ज्यादा होगी. Right? Look at this classic example. If things happen good, if things happen good, what do people say in the country? Modi ji bahut acha kar rahe. If things go bad, what will people say? यार ये मोदी क्या कर रहा है? Why? Because he is in focus. These days people don't blame Modi ji so much. These days, whom do they blame? Or whom do they reward? Either ways. अच्छा या बुरा जो भी हुआ किसने किया? Whom do they blame or reward these days? Last 1.5 year after the election. You
themselves.
see, Amit Shah is getting more credit these days. Credit and curse both. Because these days he is in focus. First 5 years, everywhere it was Modi ji. Now Amit Shah is handling everything in the front. So whoever is in the front, अच्छा हुआ तो उसका reward मिलेगा, खराब हुआ तो उसको उतनी सजा भी भुगतनी पड़ेगी. Right? Focal is causal. I'll give you a classic example. And if you know Prashant Kishore, right? Strategic, election strategic. प्रशांत किशोर नाम है ना उसका. हाँ. He gives only one suggestion to all the politicians. They follow it and then they win. Then they think they are too smart. They try to teach Prashant Kishore. He moves to another party. He gives the same suggestion to the other party. That party wins. You know what the suggestion he gives? Anybody knows what's the secret? He tells only one thing. He tells, don't take the name of your opposition. Whoever is opposite to you, don't use the name of that person in any speech. Think about it. What you do when you name that person, you give importance to the name. So here is if you go back to 2014, what was everybody talking about? Everybody was talking about Narendra Modi, right? The BJP said Modi ji will do this, Modi ji will do that. The Congress also said Modi is like this, Modi is like that. The other parties also said Modi should be there or Modi should not be there. The bottom line is everybody discussed Modi. And because everybody discussed Modi, the only name that people know, those who go to an election voting without any information, just by hearing here and there, the only thing they hear everywhere is Modi. Whether you talk good or bad, but you're talking about Modi. And Modi won the election. Right? Now, after that, Delhi elections. In Delhi elections, somehow it reversed. In Delhi elections, everybody was talking about Kejriwal. And Kejriwal, he was cursing and blaming Amit Shah and Narendra Modi like anything earlier. Only after they hired Prashant Kishore, throughout that election campaign, after Prashant Kishore joined, not a single Aam Aadmi Party person used the words Narendra Modi or Amit Shah throughout their speeches. They used other words. Just like in 2014, Modi ji was saying, Yuvraj and this and that, but they didn't use the word Rahul Gandhi. Now AAP did the same thing. They didn't use the word Narendra Modi or Amit Shah. They used words like बड़े बड़े धुरंधर आ गए फिर भी कुछ नहीं हुआ, ये आ गए फिर भी कुछ नहीं हुआ, चौकीदार, this, that. Yes, they used all those words, but they did not use the word Narendra Modi and Amit Shah. As a result, and BJP made that mistake. They were constantly talking about Arvind Kejriwal, Arvind Kejriwal, Arvind Kejriwal. Now, whether you talk positive or negative, you talk about Kejriwal and Kejriwal wins. That what is in focus will be causal, will be considered as the cause. If something is happening good and that day you were very nicely dressed and you were in focus, if something good happens in office, somehow knowingly or unknowingly, automatically people will relate that good with you. Even if you did nothing for it. If something bad happened, people will relate it with you because you are in focus. Both ways it will work. Guna is saying that did not happen in US election with Trump. Guna, look at the election closely and carefully. Look at the election closely and carefully. Trump word was very less used by Joe Biden. First of all, it was a close election, but even then, Even then, Joe Biden denied to have a second round with Trump, right? And he didn't say, I will not have a round with Trump. He said, I will not have a round with that idiot. He used all those other words, just the name. I don't want to give focus to that name. That's it. Now, manipulated, not manipulated, that we don't know. Probably it's beyond our scope. So let's not get into that. Right? The bottom line is the person with more attention will win. You are right, Vishal. Absolutely right. Okay. So you should know when to be in focus, when not to be in focus, because what is focal will be causal. Okay.
Pavan, one example
Just,
here.
just, just one moment. Just one moment. At the same time, you should know when to put somebody in focus, when not to put somebody in focus. When you want somebody to get some credit, put that person in focus. When you want somebody to get some blame, put that person in focus for that. Focal is causal. Yes, Vidya, you were saying something.
So to that last line that you made, how do we kind of, bring that change and, the game of, replacing people. So does that mean that, when, initially when the COVID thing started, the entire focus was that, we are doing very well, but we really don't know what is the reality. And there were only these three states which were almost at the high numbers, like Maharashtra
Yes,
being one, the other one was Delhi, and the third one was Tamil Nadu. So these are the
yes,
three states which were topping the chart for COVID. Now,
yes,
suddenly, over a period of time, we realized that because of COVID, there were so many other things which were getting devastated. People were, losing jobs, unemployment, and then the mass protest of migrant workers and everything. So, like you said, that they started changing the focus after some time. COVID things went down. The numbers started kind of disappearing from news. No news about that. Suddenly, it was on the migrant and then issues, and then jumping to another. Is that what can we relate to this focal point? The focus is the causal thing. Can we
see,
talk about that?
you have to understand who is giving the news and what is the purpose of giving the news.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. If they tell in the news that migrants are moving and they are having to walk through so much distance and this is what is happening, the job of a news channel is to give information. Unfortunately, these days news channel give opinion. They tell you how you should feel about it, right? They will not tell you that 20,000 migrants were seen walking on this highway in heat. They will tell you 20,000 poor migrants were feeling the brunt of heat and the administration could not do anything to help them. Now you know what they're trying to do. They're not giving you information, they are giving you opinion, right? So you have to know what news you are watching and what is their purpose behind giving you the news. And you should also learn how to absorb the content and keep their opinion with them. By tera opinion tere paas. Fine. Second thing is, yes, what is focal is causal. Meaning, see, very simple. If you go, if you go to Kashmir, okay, and you see a lot of soldiers everywhere, wherever you go, any road you walk, there are soldiers parked everywhere. And you think this is how you should feel when you see soldiers everywhere around you. How should you feel? You should feel safe or you should feel afraid. Ideally, you should feel safe because your soldiers are there to protect you. What's your problem? But many people feel very afraid because in your mind, soldier is associated with problem, war, problem, calamity. That is where soldiers are. So if there are soldiers here, there is something wrong here, and I should be afraid. When I
Afraid
had
of
gone
being
to
attacked.
Kashmir, yes, right. When I had gone to Kashmir once, me and my wife, we went to a certain point. We wanted to go to what was that place? A nice. There was a nice ropeway and other stuff there, and we wanted to go there. Just 4 kilometers before that, we were stopped. Gulmarg, correct? Gulmarg. We were stopped just 4 kilometers before that. And those local people said, you cannot go in your car, you have to take our jeep to go there. And we were like, okay, you want my jeep to go? Why should we take your jeep? I have my car. He said, no, that's our rule. You have to take our jeep. I said, okay, your jeep, you are local, it's no problem. How much? 5,000 rupees for 4 kilometers. I said, you are looting us. He said, that's the only way. Jana hai to jao, nahi to mat jao. We waited there for a few minutes. And then I saw some soldiers walking in for something. I was like, पूछने में क्या हर्ज है? They are soldiers. They are here to help us. So I told these soldiers, is there a rule here that we have to take their car? They are forcing us to take their car. The soldier got angry. He said, I will see who is doing this with you. Come, sit in your car. I'll see who stops you. And the soldier helped us. We were able to go in our own car. The point is, you should need to know that who is there and for what focus and for what reason. Soldier is there to support the nationalities, right? Support the people. So what is in focus? Who is creating focus? And what is the outcome of that focus? When you know that, then you know all these news. Is the vaccine in focus or is a certain brand in focus? Is the vaccine giving doctor in focus or is the vaccine inaugurating minister in focus? Right? So you have to know what is in focus and you have to see whether this focus is real or wrong. Okay.
Sir, everybody needs an attention, and so being in focus. Don't you think that everyone should try for being in focus?
I am not saying you should not want to be in focus. What I'm saying is you can choose to be in focus or out of focus. You have to also be ready to take the outcome. Because when you are in focus and if good happens, you will be heavily rewarded. If bad happens, you will be heavily punished. If you are not in focus and good happens, you won't be heavily rewarded. But if bad happens, you won't be heavily punished either.
Sir, whether you would like to be in a focus?
Right? Again, depends where I am. Right now, I am in focus. Right?
Yes, sir.
Right now, I am in focus because I am the trainer. See, if something goes wrong, if the internet connection fails, or if electricity is off, what will you say? Will you say, oh, internet went down? Or will you say, what, this Pavan doesn't even have a good internet? Why is he taking a training? You will blame me, right?
Correct, sir.
Is it my fault that the internet goes down? Do I control the electricity board? Do I control the battery of my laptop? No. But the point is, because I am here in the focus, I will take the blame. I'll have to take the blame. I cannot tell you, oh, what can I do? MSEB didn't supply enough electricity at the right time. You will say that is your problem. Go figure out, right?
Yes, sir.
Same thing with the movie. If a movie fails, you are right. It is the actor or the actress that gets more blame, not the director. Because the actor was in focus throughout the promos, throughout the what do you call trailers and other stuff. So the actor is blamed for the failure of a movie. Nobody says इसका तो भी AR रहमान का movie fail हुआ because of the music. Nobody says some director's name. Nobody says Ashutosh Gowarkar's movies failed. They will say Ajay Devgan, Salman Khan, Amir Khan, whatever. Their movie failed. Right? The one in focus will get the credit. The one in focus will also get the blame. Right now, there is a huge clash going between farmers and police in Delhi. Right now, it is happening. Right? What does the news channel tell you? The police fired gas shells. The police fired water cannons. The police did lathi charge. Is the police opposing the farmers?
No, sir.
Now, I don't want to get into whether the farmers are right or wrong. That's a different story. But here my question to you is it the police?
No,
Is
sir.
it those few Havaldars or those few sub-inspectors or inspectors who are in the front? They will have to bear the brunt because they are in focus. But the point is the orders are coming from somewhere else, right? What that somewhere else is it the state government, central government, local body, local authority, politicians? I don't know. I don't want to get into that. The only point I'm conveying here is unfortunately all news channel will say police did this, police did that, police did this, police did that. Police is doing what the constitution has asked them to do. Simple. Or whatever their bosses ask them to do. But they are in focus. If everything went right, if everything went right, the commissioner will take the credit that I was there in the front and I made sure everything goes right. So now if something goes wrong, he has to take the blame of that as well. Credit lena hai to blame ka bhi tayari chahiye. High reward, high risk. Okay, so that's focus. Great. Let's move on. Let's move on. Now we will do a split exercise. Okay. What you are going to learn in the next 20-25 minutes is simply superb and it will blow you out. Okay. Simply superb and it will blow you out. This is about how, without using senses, without using language, without using all these 6 techniques, and without you knowing that there is influence happening, influence still happens on you. Automatic influence. And these are things that people do. What you learn here is you can influence a person. If let us say you have a sales meeting and you want to influence that potential customer to complete your sale, you can influence that person even before you meet the person, even before that person sees you, by doing something totally different. Influence can happen before the opportunity to influence, right? And how that happens is what we are going to see now. Okay. What going to do is I'm going to do a quick split exercise. Fine. Again, we are going to break into 2 groups like we did in the morning. Okay. One group will get to see one picture. The other group will get to see another picture. Fine. And then I will ask you a question that you have to answer. Please make sure when I ask room number 1 people to answer, only they are answering. Room number 2 should not answer. Only when I ask room number 2 people to answer, only then they are answering. Please keep that in mind. Otherwise, if the answers get mixed, then it becomes a problem. Right? I'm purposefully not using polls here because then you don't get to know individual answers. Okay? Fine. So I'm going to break you into breakout rooms and very quickly join them. Don't spend too much time joining them. Join the rooms. Quick, join all the rooms. Join your room 1 or 2 and remember which room number. You are either in room number 1 or room number 2. Remember that. Quick, Pavan, Garima, Sunil, Ashok, Rupali, Ted, Pai, Ratna, Anusha, join the room. Okay, good. I'll now first go to room number 1 and then come to room number 2. I believe all of you are here right now. Okay. Now, listen carefully. Listen very carefully and answer this question, but don't answer until I ask you to type. Only when I ask you to type, you will type. Okay. Today evening, you have some free time and you have two choices. One choice is you can go out for a nice private dinner with your better half, with your wife, husband, girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever. With your better half, you can go out for a nice romantic dinner. Choice number two you have is you can go for a get together. There's a family get together happening. And if you want, you can go there as well. A friends get together, some kind of a get together where you'll meet a lot of people that you know, your friends, your family, whatever. Out of these two choices, you have to make a choice of what to do today. Okay. So whether you will go for a romantic dinner or whether you will go with your family outing. Fine. A dinner with your better half or a family outing or a get together. So you will write in your answer when you go for a dinner or for a get together. I repeat, your answer can be dinner or your answer can be get together. Hold on, don't answer. Dinner or get together. Okay. Only people from room number one. Only people from room number one. Please type in your answer. Dinner or get together. Room number one. Only room number one, please. And type only once. Don't type 4 or 5 times. Okay. As you can see, as you can see, the majority is dinner. There are about 7 or 8 people saying get together, and it's all in the chat, so it's open for you to count, and everybody else is saying dinner. Okay. People from room number two. Sorry, hold on. People from room number two, put in your answers. Get together or dinner. I wish I had a poll for this, but as you can see here, the majority is dinner. Few people said get together. If I actually count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 or 8 people said get together here. Majority said dinner. And in the first one, I think about 10 people said get together. Sorry, 10 people said dinner and majority said get together. I'm just going through the chat. Okay. Monica has actually counted and put in. Monica, this 7 out of 30 is for what? Okay, 34 is for what?
34 people were there in
In
group.
what? That's
In
okay,
group
but
two.
which group? Group 2. Okay. And what
Two,
did
group
7
two.
people say?
Get together.
7
Rest.
people said get together. Everybody wanted to go for a dinner. Whereas in room it was reverse. Majority said get together and lesser people said dinner. Now, the same question asked to the same group, but there is a variation in the choice of the answer. What could be the reason?
Picture shown.
Simply the picture that I showed you. Now let me show everybody what I showed to everybody. Okay. Okay. So this is what room number 1 saw. They saw the picture of a person with a gun pointing at them and asking for something. Room number 2 saw this picture of a rose. Just this difference. And both of them had a few seconds to look at it. No commentary, nothing I said beyond that. I just said, look at this for 10 seconds. That's it. And the answers varied. Based on what you had just seen, it impacted the choice you made out of these two. How did it impact the choice that you made out of these two? When you see a picture of somebody pointing a gun at you, what is the emotion? The emotion is that of fear. When the emotion is that of fear, do you want to be alone or do you want to be among people? You naturally want to be among people. And so, group number one, more people, more people suggested that they would rather be in the get together because they just came out of fear. Group number two saw a rose. What is the emotion that the rose creates? The rose creates an emotion of love, intimacy, just being safe or whatever. So when I ask dinner with a better half or get together, because you just saw a picture of a rose, that picture affected your decision at a majority of what to do. So just because what you had seen a few moments ago, your decision can change, which otherwise you could have taken a different decision. Okay. Which otherwise you could have taken a different decision. What you show to people, just a small WhatsApp message that you read, which has nothing to do with a meeting that you are about to enter, but you read that message, knowingly or unknowingly, it may impact what you are going to do inside the meeting. Just a simple forward that you read, because you were in the meeting a minute earlier and you had some time, you opened WhatsApp and you read some forward, right? If you read a forward which is related to people working together and kande se kanda milao, that kind of a forward, you'll automatically become more cooperative in the meeting. Whereas if you read a forward where somebody attacked somebody and then he wanted to be safe and other stuff, you'll automatically become more defensive in the meeting. Now, based on what you want as an outcome in the meeting, you can show or do some way of showing some pictures, doing some stuff, saying something just before that event, and that will still impact the psychology of people. Outside a restaurant, McDonald's, outside McDonald's, there is this person sitting on the chair. It's a huge, huge influence game. It is not just what you call showpiece out there. That person is sitting alone and that person is smiling, puts you in a good mood, tells you there is somebody here who wants to eat with you, and you end up sitting and eating more. It's not just a showpiece there. Many restaurants do this. Just before entering the restaurant, there are some things, some pictures, some aroma, something which creates a craving for a certain type of a food. And then you end up ordering that food and they order that in bulk beforehand. So they save on their cost of purchase.
Can I add something, sir?
It's one part of it. But even before you enter the restaurant, there can be things in the parking or wherever. You will see this in every single groceries, this multi-brand grocery store, like Big Bazaar, like Reliance Retail or whatever. Outside, there will be something, some picture that unknowingly works on you and makes you buy something which has just come as a new product with a good margin. And that picture keeps changing. If you go to the same place again and again, observe the picture outside changes. And that is something special about a new thing that has just come inside. You will get 80% discount. As soon as you enter the mall, you will get 80% discount on Parle Ji ka biscuit. The impact it creates on you is everything here is cheap. Whereas discount is not on everything, but that impact is created. आज तो भर भर के डिस्काउंट है. The discount is on what? Parle Ji ka biscuit. ₹5 का बिस्किट ₹1 में. So they lost only 4 rupees. If you look at the value, you saved only 4 rupees. But because of that, you ended up buying 10 items more. There is a lot. This is called as persuasion. A wonderful book by Robert Cialdini. He wrote about this and much more things like this. Persuasion. How you can persuade people instead of persuading them, how you can persuade them even before they enter the meeting, what you can do. What can already be done before people join. Okay. Let's do one more split exercise. Yes. I want 2 people to volunteer here. 2 people to volunteer in each group as a leader. Leader as in you are just going to take down some numbers and do some calculation. Venkatesh, can you do that? You switched on your camera. Okay. So one group will have Venkatesh, somebody else, Abhiram. Okay, Abhiram for the second group. Fine. So you both are volunteers. I'll make sure you two are in 2 different rooms so that there's no confusion. Okay. Again, I'm going to create rooms. I'm going to show you some picture. Okay. And we are then going to do some calculation. Okay. So I'll put you in 2 rooms. I will show you some picture. Fine. And then you're going to do some calculation. Fine. This time I will be switching between rooms. I will go in one room, then come in room 2, again in room 1, again in room 2. Okay. Join the rooms. And you'll see how powerfully this works. Venkatesh and Abhiram, just hold on. Please join the rooms quick. Okay. Oops. I believe everybody is here. Okay. Now, nobody will write anything in the chat box until I ask you to. Okay. I'm going to show you one picture. I'm going to show you one picture. All of you. I want you to guess the price of that item. Don't ask me what is it, what make, what model, whatever you think it is that. Fine. I want you to guess the price of that item and write that price on a piece of paper, not in the chat box. Okay. Not in the chat box. In fact, I'll make the chat private. So even if you write, it won't matter. Or sometime I'll make the chat private. Okay. Fine. I'll just show you the price of that item. Write it in the piece of paper. Fine. I'll show you the item, write the price on the piece of paper. I'll show you two items. For each item, you write what you think is the price of that item. Ready? Here you go. Here's your first item. Whatever you think is the right price of this item, please write it on a piece of paper or keep it in your mind. Don't write in the chat box. Just make a guess, raw guess. Okay. Now I'll show you one more item. Whatever you think this is, what do you think is the price of this? Write it down on a piece of paper. Okay. Done. Fine. Now, this is a little bit complicated, but this requires calculation. So please follow the instructions and abide by them. Okay. So that things don't get confused. I want any 10 people from room number 1, only room number 1. 10 people. So the first 10 to type will get a chance, and others then please don't type. Once you see 10 numbers, don't type. Okay. Type in what you think was the cost of the watch, whatever you wrote on that paper. Don't change it now. Just type it. Okay. Room 1, stop. Room 1, stop. Stop typing. We have enough numbers. Stop typing. Okay. Just the watch. Fine. Okay. Who was the captain of room 1? Venkatesh?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes.
Take the first 10 answers.
Yes.
Take the first 10 answers
Yeah. This one.
and sum them up.
Yeah.
So just add them
What
up.
is typing? Is it again still?
Uh, Venkatesh was in room 2, I guess.
Yeah, Venkatesh is
Venkatesh was
from
room
room
2.
2.
Sorry, Abhiram. Abhiram.
Yes.
Take the first 10 items.
Okay, sure.
Okay. And add them up. Quick. Fine. From the chat, take the first 10 items and add them up. We are doing it just for the sake of easiness. It's very difficult to take 30 numbers and add and do the calculation. Fine. So others, please stop typing now. I've put in a dash. Okay. Meanwhile, while Abhiram is doing this calculation for first 10 items, so people from room number 2, put in the price that you had thought for the clock, for the watch. People from room number 2, put in the price you thought for the watch. Okay, stop. Stop. We have enough numbers. Fine. And Venkatesh, take the first 10 numbers from room number 2. That is after I had put that dash.
Yeah.
Whatever
Okay.
numbers came after that.
Okay.
Take the first 10 and add them up. Fine. After you have added, divide these numbers by 10. So you get the average price of what the people are thinking about the cost. Okay, divide these numbers by 10. Fine. Whatever answer you have, Abhiram and Venkatesh, keep it with you. Whatever answer you have after dividing by 10, keep it with you. Just highlight it so you remember where that number is. Fine. Now, third exercise. Third exercise. Again, I am putting a dash. Okay. Only people from room number 1. Only people from room number 1. Type in the cost that you thought was right for the statue. What you thought was the price for the statue. Type that number here. Okay. Done. Abhiram, take the first 10 numbers. Again, add them up and find the average. Okay. Others, stop typing. Abhiram, take the first 10 numbers again and check the average. Fine. Now, people from room number 2. People from room number 2, put in your price. Okay. Stop. Venkatesh, take the first 10 answers after my dashes. Take the first 10 and average them out. So count, add them and then divide by 10. Fine. When both of you are done, you can just tell me that you are done with your calculations. Meanwhile, others, what do you think we are doing here?
Calculating the average, what
That's
responses.
fine. But what do you think will be the outcome of this?
Perception of the price. First group probably would have shown some high value item, so they would have quoted high value.
The
Second,
Yes, it is like that
the
only.
prices that you quote for these items will be directly proportional
Yes.
pictures that you saw. Not the picture of these items, but the picture that I showed you in the breakout rooms, which has nothing to do with these items.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm done.
Yes.
Okay, who is done? Abhiram, you are
This is
done?
Abhiram. Yeah, I'm done.
Abhiram was in room number 1. Abhiram, what is the average price of the watch in room number 1?
It is around 14,000 rupees average.
14,115.
Correct. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
14,115.
Okay. So the watch is 14,000. And what about the statue, Abhiram?
It comes to 11,400 average price.
No.
How much you got?
64,080.
Maybe like the numbers are
Monica, you were in
mixed.
room 1, right?
I've done for both.
So which one are you telling right now?
Statue for first room number 1.
Okay. Abhiram, what's your answer
11,400.
for the statue?
Yeah,
Right? And some 14,000 something for the clock.
correct.
Right? Okay. And Monica seems to have said what? 64,000.
64,000 for the statue.
Okay. So both of you can do a recalculation till
Because
Venkatesh
one
is anyways
statue, one
working.
person wrote 5 lakh on the 6th
But
or 7th
did you take
number.
the first 10? Okay, if somebody wrote 5 lakh, did you take that number?
$5 lakh? No,
Yes,
it was 50K.
Sahil Bele wrote 5 lakh for the statue.
But was it in the first 10?
Yeah, number 5. Yeah, in the
Okay.
first 10. So you missed that.
Yeah, and then it changes definitely.
Correct. So we'll take 64,000 as the answer. Okay, fine. Okay. Are you done, Venkatesh?
Yes, sir.
What's the average price of the watch?
4,205.
4,205. Okay. And what's the average price of the statue?
4,845.
4,845. See the power? Okay, you take the max and min away. Even then, Even then, even if you don't consider that 5 lakh, even then room number 1 considers the price of these two items to become very much higher than room number 2. And Rohit is asking, ये दूसरों लोगों को वड़ा पाव दिखाया था क्या? वड़ा पाव से भी सस्ती चीज दिखाई थी रोहित. 3 times. The perceived value of the item is 3 times. And if I take 64,000, then it is, God knows, 20 times, 15 times. Right? And Monica's calculation is even lesser, but that's okay. Chalo. 4,000 versus 14,000. The same item seen by the same set of people at the same time, and a different perception is created. Why? Let me show you what both the rooms saw. Once again, let me show you what they saw. Now you will know what the other room saw as well. Room number 1 saw this. A Rafale jet cost 2,063 crores, 78 lakh 71,830 rupees. That's more than 2,000 crores. So they just saw a very, very, very expensive item. Room number 2 saw this. Pencils are so cheap, they cost not even 2 rupees each. Now, ideally speaking, the pencil and the Rafale jet has nothing to do with the watch or with the statue, simply because of what you had just seen. What you had just seen before seeing the pencil and the statue. Unknowingly, your mind created different numbers. And now if I ask you, do you think the statue is so costly because you had seen the pencil or because you had seen the jet? You will tell me, no way. Itna thodi na main pagal hu. I know they are not related. At a conscious level, you may say all of that. And that's why I did a group exercise. That's why I did the average. So I can tell you that if everybody is getting affected, then there is a reason. Right? This is how you can be influenced in a totally different scene, in a totally different way. Another classic study that was done was that there is a museum, nice museum, okay, a wonderful museum.
Pavan, here is a question. So the pics were shown the same in two groups. It's only the priming which you showed were different. Is that
Huh.
so?
The priming was different. Pics to मैंने साथ में ही दिखा ना. Pics I showed together na to all of you in the main room. In the breakout room, I only showed the priming. In the breakout room 1, I showed the Rafale
Yeah,
jet.
yeah,
In
yeah.
breakout room, I showed the pencil. Pics were shown
Yeah.
to you together.
Yes, yes.
The
I'm
same
aware.
pic to the same set of people at the same time.
Yes. Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
So next time, if you are going to have a deal with a customer and you want negotiation to go your way, talk about something huge. It may be irrelevant, doesn't matter. You're going to sell a printer, but you can talk. What do you think the union budget will be? I think it will be about 2 lakh crores this year. It has nothing to do with your printer that you are selling. But simply because you used words like 2 lakh crores or whatever, now that 10,000 wala printer starts looking very cheap, which otherwise would have looked very expensive if you offered a vada pav. If you are going to offer a cup of tea anyways, give it in a silver cup or a nicely highly decorated cup. Don't give it in a paper glass, because the priming changes. Very simple and very subtle things, but very powerful things. Okay. Now, so there was this museum in the US. They wanted to advertise. They wanted more people to visit. So what they did is they placed advertisements in a theater, in a movie theater. So people who come to watch movies in the break or other play times, they get to see this advertisement. Fine. And they realized immediately after the movie is over, they used to keep there would be a counter outside the theater, outside the movie hall. So you can buy tickets now if you want at a discounted price. Okay. So because it was now and at a discounted price, just here you get this price, etc. They sold some tickets, of course. But even then, they saw that sometimes the sales would skyrocket. They'll sell a lot of tickets. Sometimes they would sell very less tickets. And they had no clue why. And they were wondering what changes, because the price they pay is the same. So they want to maximize the price. And they wanted to know if there is a pattern to it when we get lesser tickets sold. In that case, we won't advertise at that time. If there is a pattern, then some researchers were called in and they did some analysis of the data. It turned out whenever people were seeing horror movies, more people purchased the tickets. And whenever people were seeing romantic movies, lesser people purchased the tickets. Now think about it. हॉरर मूवी देख के आया तो म्यूजियम में जाने का मन करता है, रोमांटिक मूवी देख के आया तो मन नहीं करता है. व्हाई? व्हाट इज दैट मूवी टू डू विद गोइंग टू अ म्यूजियम? When you see a horror movie, you may be extremely adventurous, yet the bottom line is fear is created. If you are in a fear zone, you want to be in a place where there are more people, and museum is a public space. So naturally you tend to feel like going to the museum. Very indirect, but very subtle connection. And if you are coming out of a romantic movie, then you are feeling romantic, you are feeling cozy. You don't want to be in a public place, you want to be in a private place. So you don't feel like going to the museum. Then they identified this and then they changed their marketing to say that only show our ads in the horror movies. Please don't show in the romantic movies. Right? That's the beauty. That's how it works. So now you may think me going to the museum has nothing to do with what movie I watched, but it has a lot to do. The priming had happened by the content of the movie. Yeah.
So yes, very true. Whenever my kids, like kids in the house, they watch horror movie, they want to sleep with their parents, not alone.
Exactly. The priming has happened. And unnecessarily parent thinks today my kid is so nice to me. Right? So a lot of priming happens at a lot of places. Now the question is, can you save yourself from this type of priming? The easiest way to save yourself from any influence happening on you is pause, think, ask the slow brain to think once, and then take action. Whenever you feel like I have to act now, okay, especially except when it is a life-threatening situation. In a life-threatening situation, your reflexes know what is to be done, do whatever your fast brain is telling you. But apart from that, in a mall, when you're buying something, while doing a deal, while talking to people, while watching a movie, while deciding whether you want to buy bhel or pani puri, pav bhaji or ragda patties, while you take all these choices, take a moment, pause, ask yourself, what makes you choose this? Just because there is a sale, am I buying? Just because this movie I watched, is that affecting my decision right now? I never felt like going to a museum. Why am I feeling like going to a museum today? What could be the reason? Ask. And similarly, if you want to influence people, right? Like Monica said, when my children see a horror movie, they want to sleep with me. So if you want that day to children to be with you, show them a horror movie. If you don't want them to be with you that day, show them something different.
No, sir. Then every time we have to go with them to the washroom also.
I mean, it will come with its consequences now, obviously. So you can make these choices. You want your wife to come for a private dinner, send some WhatsApp forward related to something romantic. You want your wife to come with you for a family get together, or your husband to come with you for a family get together, send some horror video, send some video of some accident or something, this or that. The feeling of fear will come in and then they will want to come with you. ऐसा छोटा मोटा गेम किया तो चलता है कभी कभी. The bottom line. Now let me ask you this. Let me close this with a very, very important warning. All these techniques, what I taught you today, they are like wonderful brahmastras. They are wonderful weapons. Gautam is asking, if you don't want them to come, what do we do? Gautam, if you don't want them to come, show them something even more romantic. That they want to be alone by themselves. Show them something about meditation. Send them something about peace, nature. In nature, you generally want to be alone, right? Do you want anybody around with you when you are in a nice natural place? Exactly. So वो दिखाओ, फिर उनको अकेला रहने का मन करेगा, फिर वही बोलेंगे आप जाओ मुझे नहीं आना है. तो ऐसा कुछ छोटा मोटा कर सकते हैं. But you can do this. You can do this with customers, with vendors, with employees, with colleagues, with relatives. The point is you have to be very, very selective, very, very positive when you do this. What I've taught you today is like nuclear energy. You can use it to blast places, or you can use it to do a lot of good. Whatever you have learned today is like wonderful energy. You can use it to blast, you can use it to good. And if you use it the wrong way, if you use it the wrong way, there is enough evidence and enough research already done to prove that it will definitely backfire on you. And I'm not telling this philosophically. आप बुरा करोगे तो बुरा होगा. No, there is enough evidence and enough results to show that it has backfired. There were companies who gave out some offers to fool in people, and the companies died eventually. Not because of karma and all that, but because people got to know that this was a temporary thing that they did. They put the best of the model to promote the product, लेकिन product हाथ में लिया तो कचरा निकला. The model also lost and the product also lost. It's very important what you associate with, right? If you give a favor to somebody and you are not subtle enough when it comes to asking for a reversal, then people know if this guy is giving me something today, he wants something bigger tomorrow. Next time they will not take it from you. If you see, do you give your phone numbers to these people who ask in a mall? You will get an opportunity to win a Mahindra holidays. Please give your name and email. How many of you give your name and email there? I'm sure all of you are already educated enough now. Educated as in not degree wise or academic wise, but educated by experience, that you should not be giving these numbers. Now they don't get numbers as much as they used to get earlier, because now people know Yeda bana rahe. Just showing some kind of carrots to get that information. Yeah, Sapna is saying one time I gave and then I got lots of messages. Within 3 days, she realized I shouldn't have given it. Next time she will not give. So all these techniques, when they are misused, they can be misused only once. You can still misuse them, but only once. And eventually it will backfire like anything. If they are used well, then you can keep using them as many times as you want. And what does use well mean? Use well primary means use it to influence people, but in return also make sure that they get enough value as well. Ensure that even if they are influenced to buy something, they are still happy with the decision to buy. Even if they bought it, regardless that they didn't need it, they should be happy that good I bought it. Right? Like Monica said earlier, simply because this was a combo offer, she tended to buy my 25th hour. But now the bottom line is she's happy with the training, my 25th hour. If she was not happy with the training, now what would Monica do? If she wasn't happy, she would tell everybody, कुछ नहीं, combo offer, this offer, that offer करते हैं, सिखाते तो कुछ है नहीं, दिमाग का दही करते हैं, etc., etc. Right? So use this to influence, but to make sure that it is always a win-win-win-win-win situation for everybody, such that they get something, you also get something. Influence your potential customers to buy from you, but then deliver value. Influence your children to listen to you, but then give them the right things and the right rewards also. Influence your friends to accept your recommendation of which restaurant to go or which place to go for a vacation. But then make sure that turns out to be a good vacation and do everything to make it a good vacation. Influence, but to make sure you deliver as well. If you do that, these are very wonderful weapons. If you don't do that, then these are weapons still, but against you. Okay. So before I close, I generally believe that learning is very good, very awesome when you are learning, but the real value comes in the follow-up. No, I'm not selling you any paid follow-up plan. Don't worry. Okay. But what I want to do is I want to quickly share a link of a WhatsApp group with you where I will send some follow-up messages for the next 4 to 5 days. Okay. For the next 4 to 5 days, I will share some follow-up messages with you just so that you get idea. I'll show you some examples. I show you how it is used, where it is used, etc. And that will make you think what is at play, which principle is at play here. On that group itself, I will share the mind map of this training that you were seeing earlier. Fine. And on that group, I will also share a link for a feedback, for this training. If you can complete the feedback, that will be great. So I'll share that link here on the chat right now. And then if you all can give me a feedback and stay on the group, after 5 days, we will dissolve the group. Okay. Give me just one moment to get the link. Just one moment, please. Okay. I've put the link on the group, on the chat box. You can join this group. If you cannot click on this link, or if you're not attending from a phone, then you can drop me a WhatsApp message and I'll send you a link to join that way. Okay. On this group, I will share a link for the feedback. I'll appreciate if you all can give your feedback for the training. And then on the same group for the next 4 or 5 days, every day I will send in one example or one pattern that we saw for influence. So it helps you cement the knowledge that you got today. And then we will dissolve the group. The purpose of the group will be over by then. Okay. Or you guys can continue, but I will definitely exit the group. Fine. So with that, I close it today. We'll open it for question answers. If you have any queries, question, you can ask me now. Thank you so much for joining in. I'm sure you enjoyed this. I hope you loved this. Whatever your feedback, please put it on the link and also let me know. If you can do a video feedback, that will be even better. A video feedback is simply you taking your phone and putting a quick 30-second or a 40-second video in a selfie mode about how you feel about this training. So your name, what you do, and how you feel about this training. And when you send your video feedback, that will help more and more people know about this training and they can also benefit. So thank you so much for joining in, and I now open for questions.
Sir, Venkatesh here, sir.
Yes, Venkatesh.
Sir, wanted to know that like